We welcome you into Covenant Christian High School Andrew Smith Court here on the west side of Indianapolis for women's high school basketball. Right here in Indiana SRO, we've got the Warriors of Covenant Christian welcoming in the Patriots of Bethesda Christian. Let's start by thanking some of our sponsors. We want to thank the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else for delicious food? Burtner Electric provides quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker 374, we're second to none in quality and performance. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves businesses forward. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. And the HCAC, the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Watch the best D3 basketball on HCAC.tv, where you always have a front row seat. Follow us at HCAC D3 on X. 29 Craig Cox with you. Craig, a familiar place for you. It is alumni night here at Covenant Christian High School as they welcome in Bethesda Christian. Let's first start with this Bethesda team. You look at the record, they've got size, they can shoot. They're having themselves a heck of a season so far this year.
No, without question. Coming in at 15-5 out of the Pioneer Conference. Interesting enough, this is a team that hasn't necessarily had any tournament action throughout the year. So this is obviously the last game before sectional starts next week, and they drew Deaf School, who was a like opponent during the regular season. But it is. I mean, they got great balance. They're kind of a three-headed monster, and certainly led by Kinsey Folks, who we'll talk through the personnel here in a bit. But it is. So, I mean, trying to see how they finish out the regular season in prep for sectionals.
Yeah, put your coaching hat on. Sectionals obviously coming up, last game of the regular season here on both ends. You want to be playing your best basketball right around this time of year.
No, without question. I think it's one that, you usually like that even in the last, month. I mean, you have well enough time to kind of find your identity within the first 4 to 6 weeks, and then that next month in January, in December into January is really trying to fine-tune things and then preparing for what they are going to be faced with next week.
Yeah, this is a team for Bethesda with senior leadership across the board. A lot of their starters are seniors. The importance to go deep into the tournament, into the playoff run here is what's on their mind. Sometimes easy to kind of overlook into what you're going to get in sectional play. How do you impose your will here early on the road against Covenant Christian?
No, I mean, they have typically the rotation has been 4 of their 5 has been seniors, and it is. I mean, we talk about Kinsey Folks as one. I told you even before we jumped on here for the opening segment, it seems like she's been there for 8 years. I mean, she started as a freshman and immediately came in as a double-digit scorer. So she's had such a strong impact in this being the 4th year. But it's a lot of what's around her as well. But then they got a cycle of freshmen. I mean, there's 5 freshmen that's on this, so it's almost like it's starting over again with what they have going out with this year.
Almost like they're retooling and getting some of those younger class ladies ready to go as we get ready for this one tonight here at Covenant Christian. The Warrior team coming in. They love to be home. You look at their road record, they haven't won a game away from this building. All their wins coming in-house here at Covenant Christian High School. Your thoughts on the Warriors tonight and keeping pace with what Bethesda's going to throw at them?
Well, I think a lot of it is how they're going to, handle some of the pressure that they're probably going to be able to see, whether it's more three-quarter, full court, or just even the half-court set in terms of the ball pressure. They're very active defensively, so I think the ability that Covenant has for ball security, for one, A lot of this team goes as Emmy Flatt does. She's not always going to be one that does everything in terms of statistically, even though she's capable of that, but she's almost like a firecracker. I mean, she's one that has a lot of energy. She's one that really kind of propels and gets them going in terms of momentum. It has been a little bit of a tough year for them. They are in a pretty competitive conference with it, and they drew University for their sectional, which is one that they played once during the regular season.
And talk about a little bit of a rivalry here down the road from each other. These girls have grown up probably playing with or against their opponent tonight. Brings a little bit of added interest in tonight's game.
No, there is. I mean, both these schools are fee-based schools, so in a sense, they're getting their students and student athletes from a lot of different demographics where it's not a feeder system per se. Bethesda does have one in-house because they're a K-12, unlike Covenant being just high school only. But you're right. I mean, these two schools are only about 5-6 miles apart. A lot of these girls are very familiar with each other, not only from a standpoint of growing up, but also just in high school here playing against each other.
This is a Covenant Christian team that comes in with wins at home throughout the season, looking to wrap up the regular season portion of the schedule with a big win here on their home court. That would go a long way, Craig, for their confidence as they head into sectional play, getting a big win over a team that, Bethesda, that has, some promise to be able to go deep into February and into March.
No, it is. I mean, and the difference is a little bit between these two teams is, you can certainly make some parallels with it. They're both fee-based and faith-based schools, so there's a lot of parallels there. Both of them play very competitive schedules. Difference, obviously, with Bethesda being a 1A, but really as strong and as solid as a lot of 2A schools. University is a team that Covenant plays in the sectional, and they already played and got beat pretty good, and Bethesda has already beat them twice. You can't ever let certainly the classification fool you. There's great teams on different levels, so there is some familiarities, but always has to be settled on the court.
When we come back, we'll get you settled for the starting lineups for this one tonight. The refs are here. We're ready to go. It's alumni night for the Warriors of Covenant Christian. You're watching High School Hoops right here on Indiana SRN.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in
need. We have a great crowd and a great game in store for us here coming up here in Indiana SRN. Friday Night Hoops. The ladies taking center stage right here in Indiana SRN. Tony Donahue alongside Craig Cox with you. We talked about getting ready for sectional play coming up. Go ahead and let our listeners know one more time, Craig, who these two teams will be facing when sectional start here in a little over a week.
Yeah, so Covenant obviously is in sectional 43 with Sheridan Park Tudor University in themselves. They drew a University, which they played earlier in the season, back on January 6th, where University was victorious in that night, 60-27. On the other side, it's sectional 58. That Bethesda will open up play next week. They open up against Deaf School, and then they got also in their sectional is Indiana Math and Science, and then MTI Knowledge Charter as well. So those will kick off next week. And really, Bethesda's won 3 straight, and so they're certainly the large favorite to win their 4th in a row. Into the area regional. Yeah,
Covenant team with only 2 seniors on their roster. That's Lila Maddock as well as Divine Wills. So a young team here for Covenant. The size advantage, give it to Bethesda. Important tonight for Covenant to stay out of foul trouble, especially early on.
No, it is. I mean, their ability to be able to handle some of their inside presence and not only their height, but then also how they have the balance both from a perimeter and post game. Dan Neitz is coaching, obviously, Covenant in his 4th year, and as well as Roger Hanna for Bethesda in his 4th year as well.
So these two teams getting ready to square down here on Indiana SRN. We'll get you the starting lineups as well for both squads. Bethesda in their road all black uniforms. And tonight, Covenant Christian in their white home uniforms with the green trim as Covenant Christian welcomes in Bethesda Christian. The last regular season game for both of these teams. Quasi-senior night, as mentioned. Maddock and Perez, the two seniors on this team, I think they're about to be honored at center court. And we will stay here and we will bring you the senior presentation for the two seniors. You remember these nights? I remember these nights. Senior night gets the juices going a little bit more than your normal game. No, this is the last time you'll play on your home court.
No, there's no question about that. And I think as much as it's moving for the student athletes, it's always more emotional for the parents. You start with your kiddos, at a very young age with travel ball or AAU or whatever the sport may be, and knowing that, the majority, 97%, of your high school athletes don't go on to play at the collegiate level. And so, when you get to that 3 to 5% range that do, it's maybe not the end, but there's always something different in terms of high school and what that means and a sense of community, and the pizza parties and the sleepovers that you don't get in collegiately. And so I think that standpoint, it's tougher on the parents at times with this type of celebration.
And we'll take a break. Get ready for tip coming up on Indiana SRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, from X to Facebook to YouTube. Stay in the know of what's going on right here on Indiana SRN. Let's go to the PA for tonight's starting lineups.
Number 14, Corey Evans. Number 31, Jayla Ferguson. Number 11, Casey Folks. Number 12, Leah Cotton. Number 21, Cindy Good. Continues our coach by and now, your Covenant Christian High School Warriors. Number 11, the sophomore, 5'7" inches, Number 3, at 5'6", the junior, Julia Harper. Number 10, at 5'3" inches, the junior, Aaron Weber. Number 21, the junior, 5'5", and 3-point shooting over, Julia
Hoffman, number 3.
And the senior, 5'8" inches, number 22, Lila.
There's your starters for Covenant Christian. The last girl call, Lila Maddock, the forward, the senior, will start tonight for the Covenant Christian Warriors. The size advantage for Bethesda. And Craig, that starts down low with Jayla Ferguson.
No, I mean, she's obviously a load. I mean, not only height, but she's good skilled. Obviously one that's coming in terms of averaging 9, 7, and 2. Heavy on the boards and finds great balance in terms of how she attacks the glass, even on the offensive end as well.
So we will tip things off here. The final game of the regular season for both Bethesda and Covenant Christian. A great crowd here on hand tonight. Pretty dang near packed, if I don't say. Tip in the air, Bethesda controls it. Leah Heim with the basketball. A little bit of a woman-to-woman defense here for Covenant. And we'll see this, Craig, all night. Bethesda very patient with their offensive sets.
No, they are, and one that you'll see even on the opposite side in terms of one that will put pressure on the ball. But they are one that will work to play for the percentage shot, very disciplined, and have been well coached. Like we said, I mean, 3 straight sectional titles doesn't come to teams that don't possess those things.
A little bit of a 3-2 zone here showed a little bit. And this has been over a 40-second possession. Shot up, missed, batted around, tipped, and Covenant has it. So 1-on-3 for the Warriors. They'll think wisely about it, reset the offense on their first possession. Driving into the lane, floater there, and Hoffman puts it in.
Always one that you want to be able to take what the defense gives you. You know, you're not being guarded. She did the right thing and played the percentage shot, but great for them to get it on the board first.
So Hoffman gets into the paint, floats it in for the first bucket of the evening. It's 2-0 Covenant, already a minute 15 gone by after that long first possession. It didn't end in points for Bethesda. And another turnover. Hoffman has it. She'll reset. Finds Rickard. And I think if you're going to stay in this game with Bethesda, a team that can put up a lot of points, slow it down on offense, and that's what they've done so far. They've gotten a good look on their first offensive possession, and here's another good look. Just couldn't quite get the pass in there.
No, great point, Tony. I think it's one that even Bethesda will look to try to play you a little bit of the pace. So even when you're not getting transition points and they have you stopped, is really slowing it down and thinking about maximizing your possessions and kind of keeping theirs more to a minimal.
So Rickard had the back door. It's just the pass sailed over her head. Here's an extra pass down low, fouled, and to the ground goes Bethesda, earning the chance to earn them on the free throw line. This is Kenzie Folks, a player we'll talk about throughout the night.
No, without question, and she's one that have put up quite a bit of points. Don't have it confirmed, but I'm sure she is either at or currently holding or will break, quite a few school records with being 4-year starter. Even as a freshman, as she knocks down the first, she averaged double digits as a freshman as well, and just very skilled, very heady. And does it on both ends of the floor. She comes in tonight averaging 19 a game, 4 boards, and 5 assists. So she's one that really gets others involved, too, as she sinks the second.
So Hoffman's foul, first team foul, leads to 2 free throws. We're tied up at 2 minutes gone by, first quarter. No rush here for Covenant. They want to cut the possessions in half. You don't want to get into a track meet with this Bethesda Christian team that multiple times this season has put up more than 70 points. Dribble down low, double team came, ball deflected out of bounds. It'll stay on this end with Covenant.
On Riker, it's great to get the attack, but then you got to also know when the over penetration happens, because she kind of got underneath the basket, kind of in no man's land. As we get a 3 here, that's coming up short with Hafner.
So a great inbound play there. Got an open look, just couldn't get the 3 to go, and a foul on the rebound. That'll be the first foul on Rademacher.
Looks like we got an injury here as well.
I think she might have hit her elbow going up for the rebound.
Had those. Maybe she's on a little stinger. She's like hands on her, arms on fire.
That's the funny bone. It's not funny when you hit it.
Not at all.
So she'll check out. Amy Flatt will check in. Double team comes back up top. Step out 3 short. Off the back of the backboard. Ball bounces around, is saved by Covenant. Extra pass, power dribble up, bucket. So nice extra pass there, and Gooden puts it in.
And great hustle on Covenant's part. Couldn't see the player that did it, but in terms of being able to keep that alive and saving it, but what you don't want to do is try to save that right back in front of your opponent's basket.
So extra pass here, dribble drive, lane wide open. Couldn't get the layup to go as Hoffman. And just like that, they go quickly. Bethesda misses the layup. Ball picked up. Covenant on the run. Warriors with the basketball. Another dribble drive. Hoffman is hit. Misses the shot, but it was on the ground. So it'll be another inbound play here. That's the first charge foul to Bethesda. We've seen a couple inbound plays here early for Covenant, which has led to good looks. I just haven't been able to get them to go.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's all you can do in one is to draw something up and for your kids to execute.
Hoffman down low, flat, kicks it back out. 3 ball in the air, back iron no good, offensive rebound. Great extra pass down low, but blocked, swatted away. And here comes Bethesda.
Well, and that's their activity and their rotations that we talked about in the opening segment with what Bethesda does.
Yeah, it's always good to have a lady on your squad that's about 6'3" that can block those shots if you're Bethesda. Ball loose here after the miss. Covenant does a good job scooping up the rebound. They'll reset their offense. They've had some great looks coming off of the inbound play. Flat has it, swings it left side. Hoffman steps into a 3, off the rim, no good. Covenant getting good looks from downtown, 0 for 3 to start.
Thought she was going to let it go again. It's like the fair, take 2.
Nice pump fake here, dribbles into a mid-range jumper, and Hafner puts it home.
They've came out and shot well. I mean, you talked about how they've had some good looks, couldn't get some to drop, but certainly on these 2 baskets, one with the attack and one with the jump shot. And that's what you want early on, kind of set the tone, and you want to create that rhythm as the game starts.
Under 4 to play, first quarter, squared at 4. Bethesda with the basketball. Screen comes. And they're content to swing this around the perimeter. That one goes out of bounds, so that's 3 turnovers here early for Bethesda. 3:35 to go. Oh, yeah. So the crowd coming alive here early on. 3:26 to play, first quarter. Covenant with the basketball. 3 ball in the air, back iron again, no good. And another great look from downtown.
I'll tell you what, yeah, and what you want to do is establish that in terms of getting good looks, but I love how they're missing it. You know, they're not missing it short. They're giving the ball a chance and missing it long, if anything.
Dribble drive right side missed. Offensive rebound, Bethesda. Swing it back up top. They'll reset their offense. And I think when you shoot threes like that, it's really going to open up later in this game for that pump fake and drive.
No, and if they get a few of those to drop, what that means to them in terms of stretching their defense and opens just more up for the dribble drive attacks.
3 straight possessions ending in a turnover for Bethesda. We're tied at 4 and we'll have a 30-second timeout. So Covenant doing a great job of really maintaining the clock, getting into their offensive sets. They've had some great looks there early on, just haven't been able to get them to fall from deep.
No, and I think what you try to do in terms of just with the passing game of things is playing for the percentage. And you know, it's passing up a good shot to get a better shot. Playing the percentages and not saying that you're only playing for the high percentage, but if you can't get them, you're still attacking, trying to let that next layer of defense, the help side come, getting kicks. We've seen that twice on 2 of their possessions in terms of collapsing the defense and getting kicks for open shots.
Unleash the power of passion. Indiana SRN, always a front row seat. Contact us at sales@indianasrn.org to discuss how we can customize a sponsorship package that maximizes your brand exposure. We are Central Indiana's sports leader. 2:55 to play, first quarter. Throwing it on to you, Craig Cox with you. Shout out to our guy Greg. We got a new scoreboard on the screen here. I like it. I like what I see. I like it.
Always a
new
front
one.
Row seat.
I like it. Both teams tied up at 4. Pump fake. That 3's there for him. Thought about it, swings it back up. Ball squirts away, and it's going to stay here with Covenant. So Covenant Christian, this is their 5th time on this end of the floor with an inbound play here. Let's see what they can do. 2:36 to go, first quarter. They're going to slow it down. Swing up top. Indy Flat still down low. Sets the screen. Sets up a wide open 3. And this one goes. From downtown, Viv Hafner.
Hafner now with 5.
And And it's 7-4. And you knew when you get good looks like that, especially with a shooter like Hafner who scores one of their leading scorers, they're going to get them to eventually fall.
Well, and what they've done is trying to get some ball reversal and sending the passer down and coming down off of a pin screen out and getting some good looks. We talked about that.
2 to go, first quarter. Bethesda with the basketball. They look a little disoriented offensively. This zone that Covenant Christian has been showing has led to multiple turnovers. Dribble drive off the backboard, rolls in. And a bucket for Bethesda cuts it to a 1-point Covenant Christian lead. And that's another hoop this evening for Kenzie Fultz. There's a screen again. They're going to run this action where they're going to set a screen at the free throw line. That's going to set up. Bethesda's going to have to step up because I know they're 1 from 6 from downtown.
Well, and even one, and here you get a pin screen on the backside with another one. And who is it again? Vivian Hafner with her second 3, and now has 8 points of the 10 here for Covenant.
So Hafner splashes home another 3, and that screen comes, and Bethesda isn't quick enough to come up and guard the perimeter. 2 of 7 from downtown for Covenant, but Craig, all 7 have been good looks.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, if you want to start, you got to make adjustments already here early on, and those are the types of things. You can come in with a game plan, but what your in-game adjustments look like, as we're going to get a foul here on a hold. But yeah, what's your in-game adjustments look like? They're showing you early sets already, even on some of the misses, but certainly on their makes, and you got to look to maybe potentially switch on those screens.
Hoffman's second foul, so she'll check in. She'll check out. Maddie Howard, the 5'4" junior, will check in. Under a minute to play. 10-6 in favor of Covenant. Their largest lead of this first quarter. Double screen comes. Off the screen, pop out for 3. Good. And it's raining threes for both teams here this evening early on as Sydney Gooden puts it in from downtown.
Well, that's one thing the Patriots answering here, saying what you can do, we can match. And so here we are at a 10-9 game in the closing seconds of the first quarter.
Another 3 ball, this one long. Rebound batted around into the hands of Covenant. I would slow it down. You got 20 seconds on the clock, get that last shot of the quarter.
And when you're in these types of situations, unless a layup presents you earlier, you want to try to go with a shot about 7 to try to have time for an offensive putback.
Dribble drive, thought about a foul, grabs her own rebound, misses the layup. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, half-court heave in time, no good. It looked good. And we've reached the end of the first quarter here on Indiana SRN. Covenant Christian with an early 10-9 lead. We'll be back right after this.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
Is very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
We want to thank Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Thanks to our officials. Without them, we do not play. Sportsmanship is everyone's job. Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you here on Indiana SRN. We always have a front row seat. The 3-pointers raining for both teams early on. Covenant knocked down their last 2 attempts. They lead 10-9. What'd you like about the slow it down tempo that we saw at Covenant in that first quarter?
Well, I think, one, they haven't allowed Bethesda to get any transition-type points. They've done some really good job with the perimeter defense, which has turned into more possessions on their end of the floor. And they've done a good job of executing what seems to be the game plan and getting a lot of ball reversals and ball screens to get open looks.
Covenant starts with the basketball here in the second quarter. Hafner has it, swings it. There's that screen again, leads to a Hafner 3 air ball. Ball batted around, saved by Emmy Flatt, and Bethesda Christian has the basketball.
Not sure the statistical numbers on it yet, but they probably put up about 8 or 9 threes to this point, Tony.
Yeah, I think they're 2 of 8 from downtown. But again, all 8 of those you'll take because they're good looks coming off of that back screen.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. When you have open looks, you got to shoot those. Make the defense play honest for one. And again, the misses that they have has not only been good looks, but if there is such a thing in terms of having a bad miss, in terms of having that ball not come up short and giving it a chance.
This is the Bethesda team that can score quickly and score often, holding them to 9 points in the first quarter. Great defensive stand for Covenant. Long-range 3 ball here. Banks it in! Banks it in!
It's her second. She's also has 8 as well.
Yeah. Off the window. We got our first bank 3 of the night.
You called it. You're wondering before the game if we were going to see one.
We're going to see one.
Didn't take a few seconds here into the second quarter to get it.
Both teams not having any trouble letting go of a long ball. Here's this back screen again. Flat sets a screen, and we're going to have a foul. That'll be the first on Hamilton and the team's second. And it seems like with the size that Jayla Ferguson brings, Covenant says, look, we're not going to go down low. We saw it in the first quarter. They went up for a layup, and Ferguson swatted it into the second row. They're saying we're going to run that back screen, make her try to come up and defend. And that's what's led to 8 open 3-ball attempts. They put 2 in so far here in this first half. Dribble drive foul, and that's the second straight foul on Hamilton. Her second. And I believe that's the team's third.
And that's her third.
She'll check out.
Tough there, especially this early on. She's probably going to have to sit for a while.
So she'll check out probably for the remainder of the quarter.
They've done a good job, Covenant, that is getting freed up on these out-of-bounds plays and seeing if they didn't quite get it done this time as the previous 2.
They got it in just in time. The 5-second clock was coming. Swing, bounce pass. Dribble, back up top. Swatted away. Floater in the air, short, fouled, and free throw line for Avery Reichert. So a nice drive there, penetration. Gets knocked down, she'll earn a chance to earn him at the foul line.
No.
They call that one actually on the floor.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of a tough call. I mean, she totally shot the shot.
Yeah.
But,
must have been after the landing.
Nonetheless, it just opened it up for another 3-ball.
Yeah, nonetheless, off the inbound pass, Covenant doing a great job of running their out-of-bounds sets to get good looks. They're 33% from deep.
And Vivian Hafner now has 11 of Covenant's 13 points, with 3 of them coming from beyond the arc.
3-ball here in the air, batted around off the rebound. Amy Flatt has it. And one and over the back call. Covenant will reset. Back on top by 1. Hafner thought about it. She was honored earlier. Before the game, one of the best scorers that this women's team has seen in a while. 5:33 to play. Dribble drive, left side, Fancy. Gets the screen from Flatt, kicks it up top. And once again, Covenant resets their offense. Flatt has it. She's open if she wanted. Here comes the screen.
Oh, nice action there.
Back to Flatt, and Flatt puts it in.
Love that action. Flatt's first basket, but that obviously started there by Vivian Hafner. Did a great show, looked to get downhill, and the penetration drew the help. And then Flatt did a great job of reading that her defender left her and hit her with the back door. What a great find and great action.
Yeah, Ferguson double teamed. That left Amy Flatt wide open, and she finished it off. So it's 15-12. Covenant's led by as many as 4. 4:45 left, first half. Down low, power dribble, and a great over the top there. You know, we talked about the size, Craig, early on and going down low. And Bethesda showed it there with the bucket.
Well, and it's that one, too. I mean, in terms of, you have Kinsey Folks, who has not only great scoring potential, but has great vision. She's always looking at rim vision to be able to find one of her teammates closer, playing those higher percentage, but has just great court awareness in finding her teammate there.
So we reach closer to the halfway point of the second quarter. Covenant with a 1-point lead. 9 of their 15 points coming from downtown.
And obviously, the Patriots showing zone here. after being man-to-man early on.
Kick out. Another three
Could
ball.
it be?
Good.
Yes.
She's got 4 in the first half. She's got 14 points, and it's a 4-point advantage for Covenant halfway through the second quarter.
And Coach Hannah's just turning and looking at his two assistants saying, hey, we know she could shoot, but not like this. She's on fire, and not sure what the record is in the first half as Folk's shot comes up a little long.
Ball takes a bounce on the ground. Will have a jump ball, and the possession arrow will keep it with Bethesda. But 4 3-balls
threes
from downtown here for Viv Hafner.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the girls' record might not be too far more than 4 in a game possibly, but she's got it here with still 3 to go. And the way that she's shooting, Tony, we're setting up for maybe 6 or 7 of these throughout the game.
Backdoor here leads to a layup, and a great pass there and a great bucket. And Bethesda cuts the lead in half, 18-16, 3:30 to play, first half.
Well, and it's heavy, so heavy as we get a steal here. Folks going coast to coast.
I think it was a double dribble, was it not? Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the story of this has been, I mean, you know, coming in it'd be Folks, and you know, their second leading scorer for Bethesda has been Gooden. I mean, she's got 12 of the 16, and then you got 14 of the 18 by Hafner, so it's kind of a one-headed monster for both these teams. They've done a great job.
They go over the top here and blocked from behind. Look clean, foul called, free throw line coming up for Covenant. They can add to their 18-16 lead. So she's got 2. And Covenant, first trip to the free throw line. First one, back iron, no good. For the senior, Lila Maddock. 18-16 to score, 3 minutes to play. It's alumni night here for the women's basketball team. Have some good conversations coming up at halftime. Second free throw, back iron, no good. Ferguson grabs the rebound.
And those are the ones that you need. If it's not both, at least you got to be able to get one of those. You can go to the stripe and come up empty-handed. Certainly might not matter as much now as what it will in the third and fourth quarters.
So ball down low, batted, hit. We're going to have a jump ball. And possession error goes to Covenant. So a turnover here. A little bit too far underneath the basket there. Went up. Ball hits off the bottom of the backboard. So Covenant with the ball. Under 3 to play. Second quarter. 18-16. We'll have a foul, and I believe she's got 3. So into the bonus in effect for Covenant.
Now they got 2 starters with 3 fouls, which really makes it tough. It's gonna, and he's actually going to bring
3 fouls for 3 fouls.
Yeah, exactly, bringing back in Tori Hamilton, who's coming back in with 3, and so it's kind of tough to be able to do that, and hoping that she doesn't pick up her 4th before the end of the quarter. So certainly one that Coach Hannah's having to go with a little bit different strategy as opposed to going to other faces on his bench.
Yeah, Ferguson has played the entire first half, as has Kinsey Folks. Free throw, good. I believe she has 15 first half points, does Viv Hafner, the leading scorer for this Warrior ball squad.
She hits this, she's going to have as many points as Bethesda does as a team, and she does. So 16.
20-16 in favor of Covenant. She's got 16, as you mentioned, tied with Bethesda. 2:32 to play. We'll have a full timeout. We will take it with them. 20-16, Covenant leading the way. Here in the second quarter, you're watching High School Hoops on Indiana SRN.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at Indiana SRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at Indiana SRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
We want to thank Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. They offer traditional food like Grandma used to make. Great staff and even better food. Check us out Wednesday through Sunday. Call ahead 317-760-1640. Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you. Last game of the regular season for both squads here, Craig. And Covenant's came out. It's been all Viv Hafner.
No, they've controlled the pace. They certainly have been shooting lights out, great percentage. But they've also had, as much as they've had from three, they've shown good balance that have led to some of the either long balls as well through some of that penetration. And then had a few free throws with drawing fouls and contact, and then had one inside the paint as well. So, certainly executing a great game plan that we've seen so far by Coach Neitz.
For 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Volunteer today, 317-686-6239. Bethesda with the basketball, trailing by 4, 2:24 to play, first half. Swing pass, brought about a 3. They'll kick it back up top, reset the offense here.
Really would like to see Folks get a little bit more downhill with her penetration, making that next layer guard you as she's doing right here.
So she pump fakes, dribble drives into the paint, but misses. We're going to have a foul. Got a little chippy, but they'll walk it down for free throws here for Covenant.
Well, and again, as we talked about a little bit before, they're already in the free throw situation, which is an automatic 2. And so they're in a position where, the way that they've actually controlled the pace and ball security, getting a chance to go up by 6 here, make it a 2-possession game. You like their chances in going into half with what we've seen so far with the lead.
2 for 4 on the night from the free throw line for Covenant. First one back iron, no good, 2 of 5. But as you mentioned, with the clock stop in the bonus, you're going to take advantage of your trips to these free throw lines.
And it's one that you certainly want to try to capitalize on. You just mentioned 2 of 5, and the last 3 is the ones that they've missed after hitting their first 2. And we obviously get the second one being good here by record.
21-16, 2 minutes to play. This is Covenant's biggest lead of the first half. Dribble drive right side, waits for the screen, picks up her dribble, Bethesda.
And certainly something you don't want to do, as we've had actually it being done again here by Heim. It's things you want to always keep that dribble alive until you're ready to pass or shoot.
Down low to Ferguson, she pump fakes. It's her defender in the air, and she's fouled, makes the layup, but the foul will be called on the floor. And that's really the first time that they've gone down low to Ferguson.
Yeah, and you'd think she would try to establish herself or having coach look to have her establish more on the low post and getting that.
So inbound comes. Folks has it. Zone showing here defensive-wise for Covenant, 1:36 to play.
And the Lady Warriors doing a great job, too, of really jumping to the ball. When that ball's in the air, they're not waiting for it to get to the player for Bethesda. They're moving their bodies when it's in the air, which is what you want because you allow to have some on-the-ball presence when it's caught.
So Falk's dribble drive, mid-range jumper, spins out on her. The ball will go out of bounds in favor of Covenant with a 5-point lead, 1:20 to go here, first half. Hafner dishes it off, comes around away, waits for the 3. She's open. Could it be her 5th? Back iron, no good. Ferguson cleans up the rebound. She'll bring it up herself. Swing pass. Folks thought about it. Dribbles it back out. 1 minute to play, first half. Steps into a 3-ball, short. Ferguson has it, but throws it away. Hafner with the steal. Ball batted around. Folks gets the steal. Up and foul. She'll go to the ground. And a great job there by Folks, kind of sneaking in last second for the steal, and she earns herself another trip to the free throw line.
No, great heads-up play. And I'll tell you the other thing that I got to mention here, Tony, whether you're seeing it for yourselves or just listening, what I've loved is both of these teams, when opponents from their opponents actually are hitting the floor, it's not just their teammates coming. It's girls from the other team have been helping them up. We've seen that throughout the night here in this first half. Love to see that in terms of sportsmanship and really playing through those types of things.
Folks, good free throw. First free throw spins out on her. We want to thank Boilermaker 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in the field of construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Start your career with Boilermaker Union 374, 219-894-1000. First free throw, no good. Second one in. 21-17. Covenant with the momentum, with the lead. How are you playing out this final 45 seconds, Craig?
Well, I mean, I think if you can get an open, honest look, you don't have to play for the last one. But if not, I'm playing maybe for a last shot, making sure that I'm guaranteed to go in the locker room with the lead. But I think the other thing is that if something presents itself with a wide open uncontested, you take it. But if not, you just think about the ball movement that you're getting, and you go in with at least a 2-possession lead.
Ball deflected out of bounds, and immediately deflected out of bounds again. So 2 deflections on this possession, 37.1 left. Here comes the inbound pass.
And Coach Neese has to feel very good about how his girls have not only played, but his game plan as well and the execution of it.
And the ball goes between her legs, turned over again, and Falks just lost the basketball on her way up. Ferguson saves it into the first row, and she just lost the basketball going up with it.
Well, it's the second time on a break where she's had pretty much an uncontested layup, and she's turned it over. The other one was a double dribble, and now this ball coming out. So it's 2 opportunities. Otherwise, the game's tied.
Yeah, and Falks, you could tell she's been knocked down a few times. She had a couple spin out on her. And we'll see if she can reset for the second half. Holding for the last shot here. 10 seconds to play. They'll swing. Hafner has it back up top. Off of the back screen. Corner 3 ball, and Ferguson steps up. Might have deflected. Ball short. Falks has it. She'll end the quarter like she did last time with the half-court hit. It's good! She bakes it in! Count it! In the locker room. Put that thing on SportsCenter. And we have reached halftime. It's 21-20 in favor of Covenant Christian. She had a good look at it at the end of the first quarter, didn't get it to go, and puts this one in off the backboard. We'll have to get a replay of that when we come back. We've reached halftime here on Indiana SRN, where Covenant Christian now leads it by 1, 21-20.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
We're back here off 21st and Girls School here at home of Covenant Christian. And tonight is a little bit special, not only because it's our last regular season game before sectional play starts, but it's also alumni night. And we have 2 guests here. We'll introduce the second here in just a moment. But one thing I will let everybody know to our listeners is both of them are Emma. So we're going to start off with 2017 grad Emma Cooper, who just happened to be a player, student athlete, on something that's significant here in this gym, and that is a banner that's hanging, being able to play at that time, not Cambridge, but Conseco, I think it was, and playing in the state championship. So before we get to that, talk a little bit about just what your experience was like here. Assuming, did you spend all 4 years here? Just talk a little bit about your experience here at Covenant.
Yeah, so I played basketball all 4 years. Obviously, we went to state my junior year.
Yep.
Played in the regionals 3 of my 4 years and semi-state 2 of the 4 years.
I love it.
So it was an awesome experience, one that not a lot of people get to get.
No, without question, and I'm sure it creates such a bond and such sweet memories.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about how you guys stay in touch and come together, which a lot of what the Covenant feel and culture provides. But talk a little bit about that, how you guys have continued to stay in touch.
Yeah, so still good friends with one of the girls that I graduated with. She's here tonight. We're going to play together for the first time in about 8 years, so it's going to be awesome. Still in contact with one of the other ones. She lives in Ohio or Chicago or something.
Okay.
I don't remember where now. But we still talk pretty regularly. So it's been awesome to stay connected with them and then get to see some of them that I haven't seen for a while tonight as well.
That's great. Well, can't thank you enough for being back here tonight for what this is. Talk a little bit about what life has been like for you post-grad.
Yeah, so graduated from a school in Minnesota, but I've been back here. I'm actually helping coach with my former high school coach. He's not here anymore, but
that's awesome.
So yeah, it's been great.
Now, and coaching basketball?
Yes.
That's great. And then talk about, was there any other clubs or activities or sports that you did here while at Covenant?
I played golf as well, so I was on the golf team for 4 years. Yep, something I can still do. Play pretty regular during the summer, so yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, so with that, I got to ask, because I'm a golfer as well, what's your favorite course in the area?
Play at CCI a lot.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, short and tight.
Yep.
So you must have good control. Keep it in there because it's tough. No, certainly thank you so much for not only what you did in the time that you were here, but then how you've continued to impact this culture. And it's evident by being back tonight, keeping in touch with some of these former players as well as just students that you had around here in the hallway. Can't thank you enough. As Emma jumps off, Cooper that is, jumps off, we're going to have the other Emma, part 2, with Emma Wolf coming in. And we certainly got to say that you're the one that's the maybe more elderly of Emma Cooper. Maybe
I'm in that category now.
That's great. I love it. But not too far removed from her, but a 2012 graduate. Talk a little bit about your experience. Maybe first talk about the side of it before clubs or activities or sports, but just Covenant in general in terms of what the experience was like as a student.
Yeah, I had an awesome experience at Covenant. A lot of kids come from different private Christian schools. I was not that way. I came from a public school, so I didn't know anybody when I came in my freshman year. I made friends so quick. The academics were challenging, but it made college feel easy, to be honest. My freshman year felt really simple because I had been through harder at Covenant. So just felt like it prepared me well and made a lot of good friends.
Oh, I love that. So talk about that when you say when you prepared you better for college. Where was you attend college and where did you attend?
Yeah, I went to Taylor University and playing basketball there too.
So you were part of that. Did they do the silent nights for the ladies too?
No, they didn't.
Oh, well, that's not fair.
I know. We were able to go to it, so it was so fun.
No, that's great.
So I went to Taylor, and like I said, just the preparation at Covenant, writing research papers that were 10 plus pages was normal for me, and so that wasn't a shock going into college to do that. And some of my friends at college, that was a big deal to them. So nice to have that preparation.
That's great. And then what's it been like since 2016, 2017 for you in terms of, post-grad for college?
Yeah, it's been great. I went to get my master's in social work and just got my license as a licensed clinical social worker, so that's been awesome. I feel like I found the career that I love, and my husband actually, he's from Illinois, but he's now the assistant athletic director here, so I've been brought back into the Covenant world in a totally new perspective, which has been super fun to be reconnected with some of those people.
That's great. Talk a little bit about what it means for you and Emma Cooper being back here and being here on a night where the focus is on alumni.
Yeah, it just means a lot. I mean, high school is such a formative time in your life. You have a lot of embarrassing moments just to have friends to reconnect with. Now we're raising kids together, and so to share those memories when we're 16 and then to come back and have our babies and our toddlers with us and stuff, it's just really cool to see that full circle.
That's great, leaving that legacy, and now it's the next phase.
Yeah.
So Emma, thank you so much for, again, as I told Emma Cooper, the same to you, is not only impact that you had here, but then also being in a position to where you're now having that, creating that bigger ripple effect, not only with the young girls that are here, but also a child of your own.
Yeah,
so thank you so much. Appreciate you being back here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
We are back after an exciting end to the first half. Covenant Christian with a 21-20 lead over Bethesda Christian. Both teams getting good looks at three. Folks there hit one from about 3/4 court off the backboard to send us to halftime. Covenant's been getting a lot of good looks, but it's been all Viv Hafner with 16 points in the first half.
No, I mean, it's one she's already passed her average for her game here in the first half, and a lot of it has been some great hot shooting, mostly in the second quarter, having 1 3 in the first and having 3 there in the second. But yes, having 16 of the 21. But I guess you give me a little side of Devin Booker for the Suns having 30 in the first quarter. We thought we were seeing something with Hafner here at 21st and Girls School.
Yeah, and at one point she was tied with Bethesda's total. It was
16.
It was 21-16. Bethesda ends on a quick 4-0 run. 3 of those obviously coming with that half-court heave at the end of the quarter. What did you like defensively out of Covenant in that first half?
Well, I think the biggest thing was just the ball presence. I think one thing that they kind of made them a little bit more uncomfortable on the perimeter, not only with their presence, but making things a little bit harder in terms of presence and having them start their offense a little higher for one. I think, too, as I mentioned earlier, I think they've been doing a great job of jumping to the ball as far as moving the bodies when the ball's in the air as opposed to when the player catches it.
Bethesda will start with the basketball. Folks has it. They'll swing back to her. Thought about another 3. Pump fake, mid-range, jumper off the iron, no good. Ferguson, power dribble, offensive rebound, goes up, misses. And she'll make her way to the free throw line for the first time in this game.
Well, one thing there, a great rebound for one, but what I'd certainly love to see Jayla do there is catch that ball, get it chin, and then do a couple hard power dribbles or even crab dribbles to use her presence and size to get deeper to the basket and kind of load to explode and put herself in a position to where she can more convert the and ones as opposed to just getting the 2.
Free throw, no good. Second free throw coming for Ferguson. This one goes. Amy Flatt will check into the game. Nope, we had a horn. Yep, so she will check in. Out goes Hoffman. Hoffman, who got herself into some early foul trouble in that first half, immediately checks out. 15 seconds gone by. Third quarter, squared at 21. We've been tied on 3 separate occasions in the first half.
And this is something I anticipated we might see earlier from Bethesda, and we didn't, and that is a little bit more half-court, 3/4 court pressure with some traps.
Leads to a backdoor pass and just missed the layup. Had a good look at it there. Falls short. Bethesda now with the basketball.
And great execution there. Exactly the look that they wanted, but just couldn't actually convert it.
It's a 5-0 run from the end of the half to the start of this quarter. Folks has it.
And I think if the Patriots are going to have success here, Tony, in the second half, Folks really has to create them something. And it doesn't always have to come from scoring. It's just got to get with her athleticism and her ability to handle the ball, to get downhill, to make those the second line of defense, the help come so she has an opportunity to find the open girl.
So Reichert gets on the ground, causes the tie-up. Possession arrow to Covenant. And they'll get the basketball. Looking for the first points of the second half. Minute gone by, third quarter. A little bit of some full court press here. Covenant breaks it, passes the timeline. Reichert will set up the offense.
Can it be?
Another three. Front rim, no good. Flat battles for it. But a rebound to Bethesda. Another good look from downtown, just couldn't quite convert.
This is what we're against this zone. You're going to get a foul here by Reichert. But, I mean, when they stay in this zone, what's really going to be exposed for Bethesda is going to be able to get that ball in the key and the high post and work the high-low game.
So Reichert tries to go for the steal, makes contact. That's her third foul. She'll stay in the game.
Which is really key because Reichert, they've been able to go as her penetration has created so much in the first half.
She'll run into a screen here. Folks kicks it out. Right side corner three. Good.
Love it. Love the action. Just what I was just speaking of is having folks with her possession of being able to penetrate and finding the open kicks that she did there to knock down the three.
The senior Heim from downtown in the corner puts it in. We'll have a turnover, so it's an 8-0 run for Bethesda. From the end of that second quarter, the start of the first 2 minutes of this third quarter, they find themselves up 24-21. Folks with it, leading by 3.
Where they'll always use a high post here to possibly get some pin screens or being able to position to step out for ball reversals. Yeah. Those are things there you can't get yourself in the habit of picking the ball up there without knowing what you're going to do with it. Having a long cross-court pass allows the defense to jump the lane.
It kind of puts you on an island there. Nonetheless, ball deflected out of bounds, stays with Bethesda. They lead 24-21. It's the first time they led since early in that first quarter. Power dribble, lowers the shoulder, no good. And we're going to have a blocking foul, so that will put Bethesda to the free throw line.
Well, I might add, too, I mean, with that last 3 that Bethesda had, that's the first Patriots lead in quite some time, I think since early on in the first quarter.
So Gooden will go to the free throw line.
This is difference of ball games here, Tony. I mean, being at the line, if you can, one, you got to be able to have enough attack mode and to be able to get you to the line. But converting those is really, really key, especially as you head into tournament play. They're shooting 60% as a team, but knocked down both of them here.
Puts them both in. It's 26-21. It is a 10-0 run for Bethesda from the end of the first half into the start of this second half. In the third quarter, Covenant hasn't scored yet. They trail it by 5.
And Gooden with those last 2 free throws now has 14 for the Patriots.
So Gooden getting it done. Falks also with a couple 3 balls, one coming from beyond half court to end that first half. They'll break the pressure here. Reichert dribble drive, extra pass up under, no good. And Covenant has had multiple looks right at the rim in this second half, but they haven't been able to convert.
Yeah, it's 3 of them actually, which would, you feel like all 3 of those go down, you're still up 1, like we were here at the half.
Ferguson has it, playing with 3 fouls. Falks dribbles, extra pass down low, up, Gooden, bucket.
Well, no, that's the type of vision, again, not only the penetration and attack side, but the vision that she creates and finding, her through the court awareness.
So Ferguson defends without fouling, leads to a Falks run, and she's fouled from behind. Layup, good. Put her on the line for the and 1.
And then just like this, they're in a place where they're already they had been already on a run, and now possibly on a 5-0 run here in the last 12 seconds.
So Falks will go to the free throw line. Covenant will take a timeout. It's a 14-0 run, and it's a full timeout. We'll be back right after this on Indiana SRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
We are back here from Covenant Christian High School. It's alumni night here for the Warriors. But ever since that half-court heave that went in, we saw Folks kind of have a slow start to the game, and now Folks, after that three-pointer, at halftime. She's taken over here in this half. Gooden's got a couple buckets as well. It's a 14-0 run, Craig.
Yeah, I think, the half-court shot's one thing, but then I think probably the halftime talk might have been another with Coach Hannah. And not to mean to say that he got into his girls by any means, but, they know the type of capabilities that they have as a team. They didn't play to those expectations as a team. And so I'm sure that he gave his team a whole different type of talk. And you've seen that coming out here with a 14-0 run to close the second and here into the third.
Kenzie Folks' free throw, no good. Ball controlled for Covenant. Looking for their first points here in the second half. 4:44 to play in the third quarter.
Again, this is where always defenses are exposed by getting the ball to the high post. And who else other than Vivian Hafner now picking off where she did in the second quarter by hitting another three.
Hafner with a corner three. I believe she's got 6 from downtown here in this one.
And she got 19 of the 24. Thing is, she got to look for trying to get some other type of support.
So that stops the 14-0 run. A much-needed three. Folks dribbles behind the back. Extra pass down low. Good and power dribble off the rim. No good. Emmy Flatt has it, and she's going to be fouled. And that's going to be 4 on Ferguson, and she'll check out. And a great job there by Emmy Flatt with the box out, not allowing a second chance opportunity. And this entire Covenant Christian squad has done a good job of keeping Ferguson off the offensive glass.
Oh, they have. And now you're seeing Bethesda extend it now to three-quarter court with a 2-1-2.
Reichert breaks it. Flat sets a screen. Runs into Ferguson. Ball battled around. Stolen. Folks has it. 2-on-1. Kinsey to the rim. And she's fouled. Can't get it to go. And she'll earn another trip to the free throw line halfway through the third quarter. Bethesda with a 6-point advantage.
Well, and as you saw, too, the last few possessions, they've been more in a 2-1-2 half court. Now they went to a 2-1-2 kind of three-quarter court, kind of token pressure, too. Not a lot of trapping, but what it can sometimes do to a team as she hits the first is it can kind of, what you want it to do defensively is speed a team up at a pace where they're not looking or wanting to do it, and that's exactly what it did here on the last possession with a turnover.
Second free throw, Kenzie Folks, good. She's turned it on here in the third quarter, 32-24. It's the largest lead for either team. An 8-point lead for the Patriots. Right side, Hoffman has it, thought about a three, gives it back up. Reichert dribbles, she's going to be hit and fouled. That's the third team foul. The Morales Group, our mission is building better futures one story at a time. We acknowledge the whole person and their individual story. For more information on the Morales Group, 317-472-7600. Going on to you, Craig Cox with you.
Now this is where when you're hearing and you're seeing a zone, if you have a two-guard front, you need to have a one guard to offset it. They didn't have somebody high post, now they do with Flat. And that's where you got to really be looking to get the ball because it collapses your defense and then it leaves your wings open for some potential shots.
So they'll kick it left side. They'll try to work inside out.
Good ball
Cross
movement.
Pass. Reichert, open three. Gets it. Puts it in. And it's a 5-point deficit.
Great ball movement there. Got inside, outside. You reverse the sides of the floor and making the defense shift. And you get collapses, and that's exactly what it does. And you got to knock them down as she did.
Folks has it, dishes it back. Right side, Bethesda will set up, under 3 to play, third quarter. Back to the corner. Covenant did a great job of fronting Ferguson, not allowing her to get the basketball in the post. Folks has it, double team. Dribbles back out of it. Good defensive pressure here by Covenant. Folks drives right by her. To the corner, 3-ball, short. Ferguson there for the rebound. Kicks it back out. Bethesda a reset.
Yeah, you get those, as Jayla gets those rebounds that deep, you'd like for her to see to go up as Folks draws another foul and be going to the line. But, yeah, when you got Jayla Ferguson as big as she is and a little bit of height advantage where Covenant doesn't have quite as much, is you really want her to get strong, chin that ball, power dribble to the basket, and use her size as opposed to immediately kicking out. You want to read and assess first before throwing that back out.
So Kenzie Folks to the free throw line. First one in. 33-27. Bethesda with 2:27 to play here, third quarter.
She's now got 13, eyeing her 14th here. See if it'll go for her to give them a 7-point lead.
And I believe half of those coming here in this third quarter for her.
It has. She's four for 4 here on the last few possessions.
Three-quarter court pressure. Reichert has it. She'll dribble across the timeline. Flat with the screen. Behind the back pass. Three ball, no good. Offensive rebound, put back, no. Flat has it. Glasses hit, and she's going to be held. They're going to call it on the ground. So Emmy Flat getting in there, getting the rebound. She's fouled, and they're going to call it on the ground. So it must have been before she went up. Covenant will have an inbound.
Both teams be shooting the rest of the way here in the corner.
Falk steals the inbound pass, takes it herself to the cup, and gets the layup. And she's starting to turn it on here in the second half. It's a 9-point Bethesda advantage, under 2 to play third quarter.
Well, and that's the things that she can get, not only them as a team, but she's so athletic and she's quick. Sometimes she really is almost as fast with the ball as a lot of other players are without the ball.
Zone look here from Bethesda defensively. Riker likes what she sees, steps into a three, short. Rebound cleared. Kenzie Folks has it. Crosses the timeline. Ferguson will check back in at the next dead ball. She has 4 fouls. Great pass. Goodwin, 3 ball. Spins around the rim, no good. Covenant, great
nice
extra
look.
pass. Emmy Flat uses the pump fake, uses the window, and she gets on the board with her first bucket. Or second bucket, excuse me. It's 36-29, 105 to play, third quarter.
Great job there by Reichert. You always want to advance the ball on a break quicker with a pass than you do with the dribble. She saw her teammate out in the head. Great look to pass ahead for the actual layup.
Folks gets the screen. Backdoor, great pass, mid-range floater, good, and it pushes the advantage back to 9.
Well, and the thing is, when you get scores that you're in, you got to answer those when you're playing from behind with stops. So you can't exchange baskets even with a whole quarter to go.
So Covenant with it. 35 seconds to play, third quarter. They'll swing around the arc. Hafner back up top. Reichert, pump fake, dribble drive, mid-range, jumper, good. Stepped into a good-looking shot. She puts it home. It's 38-31.
I love what she did there in terms of on the dribble and stepped into her shot. Really got her legs underneath her and great follow-through and great pull-up. You know, an area of the game that's been lost a lot is that mid-range game.
So Folks tries to break the double team. She does. Maddie Howard doing a great job there defensively. Shot in the air, back iron, no good. 2 seconds, 1 second. Emmy Flat throws it up short. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. It's been back and forth, but all Bethesda in that third quarter. They'll take a 7-point advantage into the fourth quarter. You're watching High School Hoops on Indiana SRN.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
We are back here from Covenant Christian High School. Fourth quarter coming up, 38-31. Bethesda with the lead. They really imposed their will there in that third quarter, Craig.
No, and I think a lot of it became pace. I mean, there was a lot of transition. A few of those came not only on missed shots, but some of them caused on turnovers based on a little bit of their pressure, Bethesda that is. And so that got them a little bit more into their balance or comfort zone and get some transition points. But I'll tell you, Covenant has really fought well and kept this game close and competitive here in these last 8 minutes.
So Bethesda a little late coming out of the timeout there. Folks runs in, passes it, and we'll have a foul up top. Much to the delight of Bethesda fans, Maddie Howard called for the foul. Hey, the passion of care Don't miss this chance to turn your compassionate efforts into a rewarding experience. Learn more about SFC and ATTC today and embark on a journey of care and compensation. 317-537-1811. Ferguson with the basketball. Back up top. Bethesda resets the offense. Dribble drive, Falks fouled. That'll be the third on Howard, I believe, and Falks will go to the free throw line.
She's already shot 7 free throws tonight. This is going to make it 9, so she's certainly won with the points of her attack and her speed. She's bound to get the line at least 8 or 10 times a game, which is what we're seeing here tonight. Just a tremendous athlete and one that has had a very decorated career here for the Patriot program.
First one good. Yeah, I believe she went to the free throw line and shot 5 attempts in that third quarter. She had the and one. So they're going to call it the foul, that is. As this free throw rattles out. The 4th foul on Rademacher. She has the basketball. 39-31 after Falk split at the free throw line. The swing right side. Back up top. Zone pressure coming.
I like high-low action here.
There's 3 ball short. Might have been deflected. Bounces off the rim. Bounces off the hands of Covenant. And back over to Bethesda it goes. 7 to play. Down by 8. To work your way back in this game, it's going to have to start defensively.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a position where you're down 3-4 possessions, and the biggest thing is that you got to get some baskets, but when you do, you have to get stops on the other end. As we mentioned before, you're just not in a position to trade baskets in 6.5 minutes to go.
They'll go down low. Goodwin keeps it high, puts it off the glass. Good. It's a 10-point advantage for Bethesda, their largest lead of the game.
And she's got 18 now, averaging 12, 6, and 2 on the year. Well above her average, and certainly has played well. Folks comes up with yet another steal and another basket.
She's got 5 steals, lead to the transition bucket, and we'll have a 30-second timeout for Covenant, 43-31 in favor of Bethesda Christian. If you missed any of the action, catch the replays on our YouTube page, Indiana SRN. Archives are always there for your stream, Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat. Again, you can unleash the power of passion. Contact us, sales@indianasrn.org, to discuss how we can customize a sponsorship package that maximizes your brand and exposure. Central Indiana sports leader, 6:31 to go. We talked about it starting defensively, but too many turnovers here for Covenant in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about an opening segment in terms of ball security is always going to be key. It's always going to be one with what we talked about with Covenant tonight, where Bethesda tries to, hurry you up and usher you into a pace that you might not want to do. We didn't see much of that, Tony, in the first half. Certainly have much more here in the second half as they were playing from behind for most of the game up until that point. But it is one that they're certainly, I would like to see them a little bit more, get some screen action on the perimeter here against this zone, or work the high-low here.
Reichert in there playing with 4 fouls. Up top comes Covenant. Corner 3 again. Short. She's hit 6. She's shot 13. Ferguson controls the rebound. Goodwin steps into a wide-open 3. Sam Perkins style. No arc on that bad boy, but it goes home anyway, and it's 46-31.
Got the Big Smooth reference there, Tony, bringing it back. Big Smooth.
No arc. Reminds me of my days in radio. We had a gym in the basement, and the roof was so low that there was no arc on your shots. Another almost turnover here. Ball bat of the way. They'll reset. 5:45 to play. Covenant's going to have to go a little bit quicker here. Let's swing it back up top. Dribble drive, kick out. 3 ball again. Nope, thought about it. Great pump fake there. Steps into an open jumper. Just missed it. Ball bat of the round, controlled by Bethesda.
And on Gooden's last 3, gives her 21. So both her and Folks have 42 of the 46 points.
46-31. And Bethesda says we're going to slow it down. Gets a good look. Extra pass. Gooden. Power dribble, bucket, and it's been all Gooden and Falks here in this one. We'll have a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 5:05 to play. 48-31 Bethesda with the lead here on Indiana SRN.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We're back here, second half action on Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat. Tony Donahue, Craig Cox with you. Bethesda's turned over. Covenant led to transition buckets. They've hit threes in the second half, and Folks has gotten herself to the free throw line often in this second half, and that's really been a difference here in this scoring outburst. They only had 20 at halftime.
Yeah, and it's also been one where they've eliminated a lot of the second chance points, but some of that has been, as you indicated, led to some early turnovers of early parts of their possession. Obviously haven't been quite able to find the rhythm and the shooting sink, if you will, that they had in the first half, obviously mainly with Hafner. And I think the other thing that they've done is they've contained Reichert a lot better than they did in the first half, where she was able to get a little bit more loose with some of her penetration.
So after the full timeout, Covenant Christian with the basketball. We'll get it to the center. Pump fake, another three possibly here. Nope, thought about it. Nice screen coming right side.
High post.
Great extra pass there, great look. But you see the size there. Ferguson changed that shot, comes up short, and Bethesda has it. Swing left side, down low. Ferguson might have traveled, but gets it off the backboard and in.
And interesting enough, that's Ferguson's only her first point, or first basket, we should say, field goal of the night, as Reichert's three comes up short, and so does the putback there by Maddox.
Yeah, the offensive rebound was there, but Covenant just missed too many good looks. They're going to get Ferguson going here. She lowers the shoulder, misses, bats the ball away, and it'll belong to Covenant Christian. 50-31, the 19-point advantage, the largest of the evening for Bethesda. We'll have some subs coming in here for Covenant Christian. Checking in for the first time is Divine Wills. She is a 5'7" senior, so nice to get her some run here on her final home game of her career. You got to get her into the scorebook.
And it'd be interesting to see how well they try to find opportunities for her to get in the scoring column as well.
She has it, dribbles it back out, kicks it, and foul on Bethesda. That foul will be charged to Tori Hamilton. I believe that's her fifth. So she'll foul out.
I don't know that she's aware of officials just told her here.
And she will check out of the game.
Looks like they're going to bring in Leela Emily, freshman, coming into the game here. We talked about how Bethesda has 5 freshmen on their roster. So it's kind of a new cycle, if you will, with a lot of the seniors as Folks get yet another steal.
I was going to say, somebody heard this one before. Folks steals the pass, takes it all the way to the rim, puts it in.
I think Gooden and Folks keep going back and forth. One had 19, the other had 19. The other one had 21. Now they both have 23.
So 23 points apiece. Nice little floater in the lane here. Goes for Hoffman.
And Hoffman started the game off with the first basket of the game and hadn't scored since until then.
Folks breaks the pressure down low. Ferguson wide open. Waited for the contact. Didn't get it. Corrals her own rebound. I believe she traveled.
Yeah, and those are things there that you find with Folks, too, with the court visit. I mean, she put a one-handed hook pass from almost half court, finding her under the basket.
So substitutions coming here for Covenant. Rademacher back in. Checking out goes Lila Maddox, the senior. A little more than 3 to play here, fourth quarter, 52-33. And a second half that's been dominated by the Patriots of Bethesda Christian.
Those are ones there you have to shoot, even if you're not in a position for that. I mean, you're down 20, you got a wide open look, you got to go ahead and let that ball fly.
We'll swing it back up top. Thought about it, hesitation, kick back up. Double team comes, they'll swing it. Dribble drive into the lane, floater, backboard, good. And the senior, Divine Wills, gets on the board with the bucket.
You got to love it.
52-35. Pressure comes, ball bat of the way. Covenant comes up with a steal. They'll have to go quickly. Trailing by 17. Wide open three. Good. Julia Hoffman. Quick little spurt here by Covenant. They've cut it to 14, 52-38.
Don't call it a comeback.
And we'll have a timeout here in favor of Bethesda. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 2:15 to play. 52-38 in favor of Bethesda.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
The alumni night continues here, and some of the former players of past Covenant Christian contests will be playing afterwards. We can see them strapping in their old uniforms.
You get a good look at some of the girls coming in here down there in the first. They got some of the what do we call it? Not candy stripes, but in green and white. And got some of the old throwback uniforms on. They'll play tonight right after this. So what a great event to not only be back into the gym, but to give them an opportunity to kind of relive those moments and run up and down the floor.
I want to relive my glory days. So Bethesda with the basketball.
What number are you wearing, Tony? What number were you in high school?
24.
Was it Portage, right?
Yep, yeah. I was number 24. Freshman year I was 31 for Reggie.
Okay.
And then varsity, it was all even numbers. I don't know why. But
what were you guys, the Portage Penguins? What were you?
Yeah,
Portage,
the Indians.
The Indians.
It's funny because and at the time it wasn't a big deal, but I put this whole thing together in a class project about changing the name to the Portage Panthers.
There you go. I like that ring.
So extra pass here. Ferguson puts it home. But I was number 24.
24, Mark Aguirre.
It was honestly because of nothing to do with basketball. Jeff Gordon and Ken Griffey Jr. growing up.
Okay, there you go.
Were two of my favorites.
With that.
Middle school I was 8 because that was my birthday. So great pass down low here, and to the free throw line off the foul goes the senior Lila Maddox. So she'll have a chance to add to her total here on her last game of her career at Covenant Christian. How much would you score in an alumni game? What'd you put up? 10 and 8?
Yeah, we never had one. It'd be nice to go back. Well, I wouldn't do it now. I'm a little past my prime doing that. But yeah, if I would have been back 10, 15 years, I don't know. I'm thinking probably mid-20s.
I got torched there tonight by former Purdue standout
Kyle
Klein.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Klein. Kyle's his older brother.
Yeah.
Ryan Klein. And it was effortlessly on his part. Played against Hummel in AAU.
Yep, I remember you saying that.
Tried to dunk on me one time. I got out of the way.
I think, as you mentioned, Ryan Klein, I believe his dad played for Ohio State back in the early 70s, I believe.
His older brother Kyle can shoot it too. 1:33 to go, 54-38. Covenant's going to need some looks from downtown quickly. They get one. Just miss off the rim, no good. Ferguson handles the rebound. And Bethesda will slow it up. Full court pressure comes, they break it. They'll swing it back up top. Folks has it. She'll more than likely be our player of the game. Although we've got a heavy dose of Ferguson offensively here. And we'll have a timeout called by Bethesda. That'll be a 30-second timeout with 1:08 to play in the fourth quarter. 54-38 62-38. What are some things that this Covenant Christian team can improve on as they get ready to hit the reset button and head into sectionals?
Well, I think one thing is there's a lot to rest. I understand, you got a 16-point, deficit right now if you're Lady Warriors, but I think if you're Coach Neitz, I think there's still some good positive things that you can take out, especially obviously in the first half, right? I mean, they're playing against, a lesser team as you look in terms of classification as a 1A team, but one that is certainly built probably a little bit more talented, a lot more experience certainly. And I think you got to feel good about that, as well as Bethesda has played throughout this year, and you came in as a big underdog, played really well. So I think there's some good things to take and build upon for their sectional game next week as they play University.
Inbound pass comes, minute 5. Turnaround bucket is good. And Bethesda adds to the lead, pretty much puts it away, leading by 18 under a minute to play. Dribble drive, floater, bounces around, no good. Ball off of Covenant, and it'll go to Bethesda with 50 seconds to go. And I'm sure they'll be content to cross the timeline and dribble this bad boy out. Four-court pressure comes from Covenant. Folks has it. She'll be our player of the game. She crosses midcourt. And Folks, again, will dribble it out. Double team comes. Covenant going to play to the final horn. Turnover. Covenant has it. Extra pass. Down low. Puts it up and in. So a nice bucket there by Julia Hoffman. 56-40. They'll throw it up. The freshman wide open, no good. Ferguson, rebound blocked. Ball bat of the round. Controlled by Covenant. They'll push it forward. Kick out another 3 here. No good. Ball will go out of bounds, and the horn will sound with Bethesda Christian. A 16-point win on the road against Covenant Christian with a 56-40 win. Craig, give us some of the scores here as the Patriots move to 16-5 on the season.
Well, I mean, obviously both these teams now closing out their season, heading into sectionals. We talked about earlier Covenant playing University in sectional 43, and then sectional 58. Bethesda goes in next week, be the heavy favorite in terms of their sectional play in Deaf School and trying to go after their 4th straight. Obviously, great first half, certainly tale of 2 halves that we had here tonight. Folks and Gooden leading the way with 23 each.
So the teams will come together in prayer to end this one. 56-40 for everybody here at Covenant Christian High School. We thank you for watching High School Hoops on Indiana SRN.
This time. So no one on the court at this time unless you're involved in any of that.